The Propcast on the Sports Game Podcast Network is brought to you by Calcium, a real money printing sports. Calcium is available in every state. Also get $20 for free when you sign up with the code SGPN. That's Calcium promo code SGPN. And welcome everyone to the Propcast here on the Sports Game Podcast Network. Currently Wednesday afternoon, February 25th, around 3 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm Reichel, joined again by Adam Rosenberg. Together we're going to break down our thoughts for the props for both the NBA and the NHL after the Winter Olympics. Go Team USA. We're officially back, and we do have a bunch of games on the card. How's it going with you, Adam? Nice to be back with an actual hockey slate. How you feeling?
We are good. Sorry, I just dropped a AI made video about a former colleague of ours in the staff chat, and I'm proud of myself. So I'm good though.
I'll check that out later because I'm too busy hosting the show, so I'll keep an eye out for that after we record. But either way, point is, should be fun. Once again, I know we were back for baseball earlier this week. We did a futures episode for some player props, so if you want some baseball action, check out that. Not to mention, of course, the MLB Gambling Podcast, which is doing episodes for each division right now. But either way, we're back for basketball and for NHL for props. Before we get into any of the actual props, though, a reminder, if you want to check out all of our free picks and podcasts in one easy location, check out the SGPN app. Free to download in the App Store. Once again, the SGPN app. So moving on into the props that we have for the Wednesday card. Adam, I'll let you go first. What's going to be your first prop for the show?
All right, so there's going to be a lot of narratives and stuff that are going on, but I did like a little look. I mean, the Four Nations break wasn't really a big break, but if you look at the holiday breaks, when they go off for like a week, you get a lot of goals. When things come back, you get teams not really performing that well. But anyway, my first play I'm going to go with is I'm going to go with Dan Vladar on the Flyers, who also played one game as the Czech goalie. Yes.
Yeah, it sounds right.
Yeah, one game. He saw 12 shots, gave up 3 goals. But I'm going to take his under saves to under 23.5. The reason why I'm taking this is, one, I don't expect the Flyers to be able to shoot enough to get pace going. I don't know if the Flyers are going to be super. People will say, like, oh, teams are off, they're going to play whatever. Taka was assistant coach for Team Canada, so he definitely hasn't been with the team for 2 weeks. So if there's another reason to not be into this team, it's because their head coach has literally not been there for the last 2.5 weeks. So yes, maybe they're rested, and that's fine. But I'm going to trust this Caps team that has a lot of guys that are pretty rested that didn't play on the Olympics. I'm going to trust them to be able to kind of get a bunch by Vladar. So under 23.5 saves. This is a high number for him too.
Yeah, I mean, usually the Flyers goalies are in the low 20s. So
right, 23.5 is pretty high. So yeah. Total on this game is what? Let's look. 5.5. So yeah, this kind of correlates pretty well for us. So yeah, let's do it. Let's do the Dan Vladar under 23.5 saves minus 105.
Cool. So moving on into my first play, going to the NBA, I am going to go with a bit of a degen play. I'm going with a first quarter points play. Give me Jokic under 9.5 first quarter points at minus 114. Joker, we know, has been amazing this season. He might win MVP, but scoring in the first quarter has not exactly been something that he has done a lot of, at least compared to this number. He has scored less than 10 points in the first quarter in 16 of his last 18 games. So once again, the under is 16-2 in the last 18. And the Celtics, we know, are great defensively. They're allowing the fewest points per game in the league, the 4th fewest points per game in the first quarter. They have a lot of centers they can throw out there, whether it involves Kata, whether it involves Vucevic. Point is, I think Joker will have a solid game, but we know that he can definitely dominate in a variety of ways. And I do think that scoring might be a secondary option for him early, like it has been for the last month, basically. Give me Joker under 9.5 first quarter points at minus 114 as my first play for the show. So moving on into your second play, what do you like?
So I'm going to take a guy who almost got us a dead heat on the Team USA goals total. That's going to be Mr. Tage Thompson. Let me pull him up. I'm going to get Tage Thompson score a goal. He was great. He's getting formed in the tournament. Plus 135 we're getting, which is right around what his price is. He was hot going into the tournament in the Olympics. I think he was relatively good there. against this Devils team that isn't good. I don't care about Jack Hughes. Like they're not good.
Well, Jack Hughes we know is good. The Devils stink.
Do we know that Jack Hughes is good?
I think he is. I mean, look, I'm not going to say right now that the Team USA goal changes anything about his perception. I don't think he's inner circle McDavid McKinnon good.
No.
But I think he's definitely a constant all-star in the league.
Yeah, I think he's really good.
Nothing wrong with that.
No. I think it's not a controversial take.
I'm just saying. I think he's an all-star caliber player that's not exactly a superstar. That's fine.
Nope, I think he's good. Tage has 2 goals in his last 5 games against the Devils. But really all this comes down to is the fact that leading into the break, he had a individual Corsi of 9.8. I wonder if Quant Hockey can give me the skater Corsi scores. Let's see. They can give me. No, I mean he was good. Tage was freaking fantastic. So we'll take him. Like I said, he had 3 goals in the tournament. That Jack Hughes goal actually broke our dead heat for us for things. By the way, Macklin Celebrity only had 5 in the tournament. People thought he had like a billion, but he only had 5.
Because he scored in like the first 3 games, and everyone's like, "Well, this guy's a teenager."
No, I know, crazy. I mean, just so everyone knows. Anyway, Tage Thompson plus 135, epic goal scorer. Let's see what happens tonight.
Yeah, one takeaway that I had from watching the Olympics and most of the ceremony, I acknowledge that Tage Thompson is a tall human being. I didn't realize just how tall he actually was until he dwarfed everybody that was standing around him during the gold medal ceremony. I think Gensel came up to his shoulder.
It was wild. You know who else is really tall? That I didn't notice until a couple weeks ago when he came back from injury. Victor Hedman is really tall. Like both of those guys are like really tall.
Yeah, but Thompson, I knew he was tall, but until you see him compared to other hockey players, you don't realize just how tall of a guy he actually is. But once again, I like the play. I mean, Tage, we know, has been a great goal scorer all season. He's never afraid of shooting the puck. So I can get behind that. I do want to ask you, since it does involve the same game, Adam's asking in the comment section if you like Josh Norris to record a point at even money. Back from injury on the 14th, he's going to center the #1 power play unit for Buffalo, which does correlate to Tage, of course.
Yeah. But I like the over in this game, Adam. So that'll work for me.
I think even money's a good price.
Yeah, I see Shreeds in the chat. You got to put that Go Hockey. That's going up there.
Of course, because we got hockey back. I should say domestic hockey back and Canada. We'll see how that goes. But
apparently you're not allowed to not care about that phone call thing and support the team. You cannot be both.
I think it's extremely weird. The president of the country called the hockey team after winning.
That's the thing is that
that's the most standard outcome imaginable.
Yeah, while a clout chasing FBI director comes in the room. Look, guys, my political affiliation aside, because everybody knows I'm like a commie lib.
I've never voted in my life, so
good.
I don't have
you know what I do? I tell all my friends who are political. I say I'm not going to vote this year just to bother them. It's great.
I've never voted in my entire life, but okay. Anyway,
it's stupid. Don't have kids and don't vote. But my whole thing with that is that if you were in that situation, you just won a gold medal, epic moment. You're not going to. I'm sorry, but you're probably caught up in the moment and not thinking about, oh man, I should probably correct the president that what he said was sexist. That doesn't mean that you are sexist. I'm not going to get on this platform on this, but I just think that this is, also, by the way, Jack Hughes' mom is a coach for the women, and she played, and I think a lot of stuff is just kind of blown out of proportion, but whatever. People want to.
I mean, to be honest, not to get too political with Trump, it usually does get blown out of proportion one way or another. But
no, hey, shout out to Trump for cashing our Somali Kalshi.
Oh, I didn't follow any of that. How did the buzzwords go?
2 and 4, but should have had one with the Save Act. He said the Save America Act, and
that's a shame. That's a technicality right there. That's like a bad beat. That's a shame. I got stat corrected. You got stat corrected.
Doing that a lot. I definitely got stat corrected.
By the way, if you didn't realize, I'll get into the ad read in a second, but Adam sent out a bunch of buzzwords from the State of the Union address. So if you don't have any interest in politics, you can still wager on keywords being said. So maybe you'll care. So keep that in mind. But either way, Team USA, good for them. Tage Thompson, good for him too. And there you go. Anyway,
Tage.
Yeah, so before we get into any of the other props that we have for the show. A reminder, they're brought to you by our sponsor, which is Kalshi. So it's a real money prediction market available in every state. Tons of trading options available for your favorite sports. Besides sports, they also have politics, like I said before, about the State of Union address, the entertainment markets, as well as the weather. And if you are new to the platform, great sign-up deal. Get $20 when you sign up with the code SGPN. That's Kalshi, K-A-L-S-H-I. Code SGPN for free $20 to sign up at Kalshi. We're also brought to you by Rhythms. Rhythms has been on a heater for college and for the NBA. Super easy to sign up for and to run predictions off the house model or make your own and play with the sliders. Looking to go premium? Go use the promo code SGPN25 when you sign up for the account with the Rhythm app. So once again, a quarter off the first month at Rhythm with the code SGPN25. Welcome back, everyone, to the Propcast. Finished going through our first couple props for the NBA and for the NHL. Time to move on into my second play for the show. Going back to basketball, give me Bobby Portis over 15.5 PR at -112. He's been great recently. He's had at least 20 PR. He's had at least 20 PRA in 12 of the last 15 games. The assists really are irrelevant. The point is, if you wanted to go for it, it was at 16.5. I chose the last minute to ignore the assists. I'll save one off the number, but either way, he's been great. Once again, 20-plus PRA in 12 of the last 15. He's also been great against Cleveland, 17-plus PRA in 5 of the last 6 against Cleveland. I think it's a good spot. I think that Cleveland being on a back-to-back off the Knicks game, I do think that Milwaukee could have looked pretty good in the spot. I know they won last night as well, scoring a bunch of points, but Portis has been quite good, and 15.5 PR does feel pretty low to me. Give me Bobby Portis higher. I'll go with the over 15.5 PR at -112. So moving on to your last play, guessing it's going to be hockey. What do you like as your last hockey play for the show?
Last one I like is a guy who got snubbed from the American team for a goal. We're gonna go. I would take him for a goal. Can you guess who that is?
Wait, so he did not make the team, or he should have scored and he didn't score?
He was a big scorer. He did not make the team.
So it's going to be Robertson.
Yeah, it's gonna be Robertson.
Yeah. Okay.
You knew that. You know
it could have been Caulfield in theory, but my guess was Robertson.
Wasn't going to be. It was
because Robertson we've taken many times, and he's cashed pretty much every time for us. So he's been very good
this
for
game screams goals to me. So yeah, I like the over in this game. Let me bet that as well. So yeah, I'm gonna take the over in this game, and we are going to take Jason Robertson from Minnesota, I believe. I think he's from Minnesota. Let's see.
Of course, he plays for the Stars. You mean his actual home state?
No. Like his actual home state. Yeah. But they're just. He's from Arcadia, California. I lied.
You were close. Not really. Not even close at all.
Wildly close. He's on the Dallas Stars. I completely made that up. Oh, you know what? He grew up in Michigan.
Okay, that's close enough.
All right, so
he visited Minnesota a couple of times. Does that count?
Minnesota frequently. Man, it's like I think he's from Minnesota. Nope, born in California. Anyway, Robertson goal plus 115.
Yeah. So for my last play, I'm going to go to hockey as well. I'm going to fade the Canucks. The Canucks we know are completely tanking. Would you argue they're the worst team in the league at this point in time?
Yes, I would.
So based on that, I do think Winnipeg should have a pretty decent game against them. And I'm going to go with Kyle Connor. I'll take his assist at -130. Connor has been quite good on the road recently. He's had at least 1 assist in 6 of his last 8 road games. Canucks are allowing the 5th most goals per game and the most assists per game. The one guy you have to be afraid of course, is Demko, who once again is injured. What else is new? They've been rotating random goalies for the last month and a half. But Winnipeg, we saw, have a really bad start to the season. They played better over the last month or so. We know Connor is still a very solid player, key contributor on the team. He's been good against Vancouver as well. He's had at least 1 assist in 3 of his last 4 against Vancouver. But once again, Vancouver hands out a bunch of goals to everybody, and Connor's involved in almost everything Winnipeg likes to do. So if you think Winnipeg scores 3+ goals in this game, which I do, I think Connor will be involved in at least one of them. Give me Connor assist at -130.
Yep.
Anything else you want to add?
No, they were like, Shreeds is in here. Shreeds is going to comment on this too. First of all, I think that game, let me look at that game. I think that game might go bonkers.
I mean, most games with Vancouver, the question is, can they actually score enough to contribute to a full game
this
over?
game's gonna go. Dude,
but they allow a ton of shots and goals in every game. So
I think they're gonna just go. I think they're gonna just absolutely go bonkers. I might also Shreeds. Maybe we may do a round robin of every dog too tonight. But yeah, the other thing about that is just that that whole, like, he was considered like the secret weapon for the Olympics. It's like, no, he isn't. Anyway,
is he a secret weapon? I just think he's a good player.
I think he's a good player.
He's a secret weapon if you don't pay attention to like the regular NBA, regular NHL, because he's been good for a while.
Yeah. Anyway, no, I like that play though. I do like that play.
Yeah. Anything else you want to add for miscellaneous?
We're almost in block shot season.
Okay.
So, because as teams get ready for this, right after the trade deadline is when it's going to be like hyper block shot season, in my opinion.
Compared to super block shot season, now we're almost at hyper. Turbo?
Yeah,
we went from turbo to
hyper and turbo. Yeah, we went straight to it. So I don't know. Like, I think we're just gonna have a lot of loose teams in here. I'm doing this Winnipeg, Vancouver over.
Well, I wanted to ask you actually earlier in the show, and I ended up not doing it. So,
Sure.
Of course, Team USA visited the White House.
Yeah.
Are you expecting some potential, I don't want to say jet lag or gold medal hangover from some guys, but are you not maybe backing some guys that were on the team that maybe partied a lot over the last couple of days? Or do you not really care? Because I think it's interesting.
They're hockey players, dude. They party. Like, these aren't. This isn't.
I get it. I'm just saying.
It's a very different lifestyle.
Like Italy, you were drinking for about 3 days straight. Then you went to DC to visit the
They
president.
didn't drink for 3 days straight. They just left immediately on the plane and they went home.
Yeah, but the point is there was a
Miami.
lot of travel involved. Are you factoring that in at all, or you're not going to bother? Because I wanted to bring it up on the show, even if it doesn't actually matter. It could be a nothing burger, but I thought I'd bring it up.
I think it's going to contribute to a little more openness in play. But that's also, if anything, maybe like their minutes take a hit. You know, it's kind of. But that's also, I don't know, man. These are professionals. They also only played, like, grand scheme of things, they only played the equivalent to like 6 additional games tops.
Yeah. It was more about the celebration, etc. But I was just asking because I know it's a very unique situation for.
I don't know, the celebrating thing. These guys are partying either way. Like, these guys are absolutely slugging beers.
I think Ovechkin's still partying with the Stanley Cup.
Yeah, dude. You know? And then Russia didn't even get to play.
That might be one of my favorite celebrating videos of all time. It's just Ovechkin drunk in the water fountain. Remember that? He just dove into the water fountain with the Stanley Cup when he was like hammered off
the
beer again.
I remember that.
Of course. He probably has the best Stanley Cup drunk run of any social media guy. But yeah, once again, I wanted to ask you because I know some people might be a little bit concerned that you saw a bunch of extra hockey being played and a bunch of celebrating, etc. I wanted to ask you that. Also, separate point, since it does involve some injuries, are you selling on Pittsburgh now that Crosby's out for a month?
Yeah, probably. I mean, we were selling on them, so let's hope for the best.
Yeah, so I'm just saying I'm biased as a guy who also is selling on them with you, but I'm also an Islanders fan, and they are competing in the Metro.
Yeah.
So if you want to consider a potential Penguins fall from grace without Crosby, this might be the time to pull the trigger on them to miss the playoffs. I have to look at the actual price.
What are the odds?
Let me pull it up right now.
I'll look right now.
But I wanted to bring that up because, of course, Crosby being out is a big deal. So that's why I wanted to mention it. Let me quickly see what I can find here. Team futures, make playoffs. Penguins to miss is 2-1.
So if they miss, who takes it?
Let me look at the standings now.
Oh, by the way, I think I realized why our parlay yesterday, which wouldn't have won anyway, didn't do it, is because one of those games I think was today.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So whatever, we would have lost anyway.
So for the Metro, the Penguins right now are in second. They are 1 point ahead of the Islanders. They are 5 points ahead of Columbus and Washington. The wild card spots are once again close, so that's not. I assume that Pittsburgh.
Let me look. I'm sorry.
It basically comes down to Columbus and Washington again, because both of them are at 65 and they're competing in the wild card spot. So
so Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh and the rest of the wild card. The rest of the wild. I mean, the wild card is separated by 1 point. So like
it's not. It's separated by 4. because you get 2 wild card spots.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay,
Except Washington's probably screwed because Washington's played 59 games and Pittsburgh's played 56. So Pittsburgh's 5 points ahead, and they got 3. They're 5 points ahead, and they got 3 games in hand. The Capitals got some problems.
Also, based on the schedule, their shootout record's terrible. Which means that they actually are getting lucky. Yeah, I mean, I like this Caps team. I like this Caps team's goaltenders.
I'm a little bit annoyed though they've played 3 extra games by comparison, but yes, it might be a game to game fade basis. I don't know if it's a 2-1 playoff miss, but you need Columbus or somebody to step up.
Yeah, I didn't realize it's like rivalry night tonight. Are you looking at this?
I think most of rivalry night's fake because fighting has basically been outlawed from the sport. So I don't think it
actually
matters.
But what I'm saying is that it's like these teams that play each other a relatively solid amount. Anyway, yeah, to your point, by the way, Carolina's only 5 points behind Colorado for the Tampa Bay to get the President's Trophy is not a bad bet right now.
By the way, rivalry night, I don't know how you have Edmonton playing Anaheim. Yeah, that's a massive rivalry they got going there. Put them against Calgary.
Their division, yeah, well, it's weird. Well,
if it's a rivalry, you got to put them against Calgary. I mean, that's just an automatic schedule. But
I just was noticing that Toronto is playing Tampa Bay and that Vegas is playing LA, but maybe it's just divisional. Okay.
I assume it's divisional.
Divisional. Anyway, point is, yeah, I would take that. I think actually, can you look up while you're looking at it right now, like what are President's Trophy odds?
Sure.
Not for the Avs, because the Avs are only 5 points ahead.
Let me quickly see President's Trophy. Lightning, I see at 425. I see the Avalanche are at -400. That's on DraftKings, though. I can shop around.
So Tampa. So,
by the way, we finished all the props in like 20 minutes, so we're just going to take some time to just look.
That's fine. Tampa and Colorado played the same amount of games. Tampa's only 5 points behind for the and they're going to get healthier. I don't hate that bet at +425.
I found 5-1 on FanDuel. FanDuel's got 5.
I don't hate that. Do you hate that?
No, I mean we were very high on Tampa.
We're very high on that team. But like, yeah, is there? I think that is a highly realistic.
Yeah, for the record, they played the same amount of games. Technically, Carolina's tied with the Lightning, but the Lightning have 2 games in hand, and Minnesota is tied with Tampa, and they played 3 extra games. So Tampa is a very solid spot. They have the same amount of games as Colorado, but 5-1's intriguing.
5-1's intriguing. We should think about this for like a parlay.
Yeah, if you get any boosts or anything or free bets, then
for by $10 on FanDuel. I don't know. I kind of like that. Chat can tell us what they think, but I don't. I mean, we have a lot of Tampa liability anyway.
As we should. They're very good.
They're very good.
But once again, I do want to point out a reminder, though, if you are looking at futures, whether it involves basketball or NHL, keep an eye out for games played. Because if they have the same amount of points, but one team has 2 games in hand and they're -200, that's why they're -200, because they have 4 potential points they can get from 2 extra games that the other team doesn't have. So keep that in mind. But anything else you want to add for futures or for props?
No, not right now. No.
Cool. So it's going to wrap it up for our props before we get into our best bets. And of course, Underdog, reminder they're brought to you by our sponsor, which is, of course, Underdog Fantasy. They've covered 4 pick'em entries in almost every single sport. They also now have boosted payouts. 2 pick entries are now 3.5x, and 3 pick entries are now 6.5x. But a reminder that if you are new to the platform, capitalize on the great sign-up deal. Play just $5. Get $75 bonus funds. You sign up with the code SGPN. We're also brought to you by Novig. So Novig, of course, is America's #1 sports prediction market, and you can also check out some great prices. Courtesy of Novig, we use them all the time on this show. Download the app, get $50 when you spend just $5 if you use the promo code SGPN. Get on the action with Novig, promo code SGPN. Welcome back, everyone, to the Propcast. Finish going through our props for the show. Time to move on into our best bets. Adam, what is your favorite play from the card?
Tage to score.
Okay. My favorite play is going to be, I'll go Kyle Connor. I'll take the assist to -130. I think Vancouver's terrible. I think Winnipeg, who we know was just hemorrhaging points in the first half of the season, I think they got to try to at least hit the ground running if they're going to make a run at it. They probably won't. But I do think that against Vancouver, most NHL teams with a decent offense should walk into 3+ in any given game against this team. I think Connor's involved. Give me Connor assist at -130. So moving on to underdog, anything you want to recycle or you want to use just in general? I can look up rhythm if you want me to look up some props.
Yeah, I don't hate that.
Okay.
I'm looking it up right now. Give me one of your NBA ones that you really liked.
Sure. What do they have for Joker first quarter points? Because I like the lower on that.
9.5.
Okay, that's what I had. So we'll go with the lower on that.
Okay. And then let's do the Tage anytime goal.
Okay, we'll do Tage goal. And I see Rhythm does like Jalen Wells higher 4.5 rebounds and assists. Do you want to go for that?
Yeah, didn't Vince Williams get hurt? So that does that
he
change
tore his
anything?
ACL.
He's not, the RA is not on here.
Oh, it's not, okay. What else do they have here?
Oh, there's another play that I did like. I liked
They like Paul Reed under 6.5 rebounds.
I liked a Stahl over 26.5 saves.
Sure, let's throw that in. Edmonton, bunch of shots.
Yeah, 5.89 multiplier. Okay, so here's what we got. Tage Thompson, higher 0.5 goals. Nikola Jokic, lower 9.5 first quarter points. Lucas Dostal, higher 26.5 saves. That is a 5.89 multiplier, 50 for us to allegedly win 294.
Yep, cool. Sounds good to me. But before we officially end the show, Adam, can you just recap your 3 plays one more time?
Yeah, hold on. I'm trying to let me send this to you, and then I can. Dan Vladar under 23.5 saves. Tage Thompson, anytime goal plus 135, and Jason Robertson, anytime goal plus 115.
Cool. And for my 3 plays, I'm going to go with Jokic. First quarter points under 9.5 at -114. Bobby Portis over 15.5 PR at -112. And Kyle Connor to record an assist at -130. Anyways, going to wrap it up for the show. Until next time, you can find us on Twitter at Reichel Radio and at Hey Rosenberg. Check out the Propcast on Twitter as well at the Propcast SGPN. And once again, like, subscribe on YouTube, and hit a rating, and check the rating and review on Spotify or Apple. Till next time, good luck to all of you and all of